What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. And for today's Yu-Gi-Oh news video, there's actually not a whole lot to talk about, guys. Truth be told, but I will be talking about the full set list for Ancient Guardians, which will actually be released, I think, sometime this week, if I remember correctly. And then I'm also going to be talking about the final translations. The final translated names for Dawn of Majesty, which will be coming out August 13th. So I believe I believe these are the final names that Konami has made for that set. So I believe it's for most of the new ones, if I remember right. And then I think the rest will be reprints or something like that. I don't remember, but. But without any further, actually, before we get started, if you guys missed yesterday's video, I did a episode of WWE's Biggest Issue where I talked about the top 5 best matches in Backlash history. I wanted to do I wanted to talk about something else, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. For some reason, something went terribly wrong with the video, so I tried it a second time. Nothing worked. So yeah, again, I do apologize for those who watched the original ones. I do apologize, but it just wasn't meant to be. But without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So going in numerical order, we have three brand new archetypes. We have the I don't even know how the fuck to pronounce it. Oh, probably the Abyss? Yeah. So we have the Abyss archetype. We have the what the hell? Sulfur archetype, and then the Ursardic archetype as well, with a bunch of other reprints as well. So going in numerical order, we have Nunu, the Ogdoadic Remnant. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I don't know what the fuck Konami's thinking coming up with a name like that. I would just named it Abyss. It would have made things a lot easier. We have Nayua, the Ogdoadic Remnant, Flogos, the Ogdoadic Boundless, Zoa, the Ogdoadic Boundless. We have Cures, the Ogdoadic Light, Alert, the Ogdoadic Dark, Aaron, the Ogdoadic King, Amnuisia, the Ogdoadic Queen. I'm literally butchering these names, so I do apologize. These names are so fucking weird. Absolutely fucking weird. Ogdoabyss, the Ogdoadic Overlord. Amnuisia, the Ogdoadic Queen, was I think was the last one. Ogdoadic Water Lily, Ogdoadic Origin, Ogdoadic Hollow, and Ogdoadic Calling. And then we have Dos Sulfacord Cutia, Sulfacord Dreamia, Sulfacord Elitia, Sulfacord Gracia, Last Sulfacord Angelia, T Sulfacord Butia, Dos Sulfacord Coolia. Oh, I get it now. Okay, I get it now. If you guys notice the first like couple letters of the names where it says Sulfur Chord, it's part of something that 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 kids would practice do re mi fa sol la ti do. That's how now I get it. It took me a second to figure it out, but now I got it. It's a music archetype. I knew that it was a music archetype, but I didn't know that they were gonna do that. So that's actually kind of cool. Sulfur Chord Elegance, Sulfur Chord Scale, Sulfur Chord Harmonia, Sulfur Chord Musica, and Sulfur Chord Formal. And then for the Ursardic archetype we have Ursardic Mike Polar, Ursardic Mike Tanis, Ursardic Mike Billis, Ursardic Megapolar, Ursardic Megatanis, excuse me, Ursardic Megabilis, Ursardic Polari, which I believe is the 1-star tuner if I remember right, Ursardic Septentrion, Ursardic Grand Chariot, Ursardic Departure, Ursardic Slider, Ursardic Big Dipper, and Ursardic Quint Charge. And then for the reprints, we have Phenomenon, the king of poisonous snakes, Phenomenaga, the deity of poisonous snakes. Those are weird reprints, but I believe they were game promos if I remember right. I know that they were printed in the Legendary Collection, but I don't remember if they were printed anywhere else. Evil Dragon Anata, Skullmeister, that was actually a really good reprint. Light Serpent, Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, Dino Wrestler, Pankratops. The cards, Pankratops, I don't know why they reprinted Pankratops. It's gonna get reprinted to the point where nobody's gonna want to play that card anymore. So, Dino Stir Power, the Mighty Draco Slayer, Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer, which is actually a really good reprint. King of the Feral Imps, which is obviously for the excuse me, for the Reptile Archetype. Magister Paladin, the Ascending Draco Slayer, Snake Rain, Trade-In, Viper's Rebirth, Air's Rock Sunrise, Pot of Riches, Wavering Eyes, Ignite, Reload, Damage Equals Reptile, Rise of the Snake Deity, and Offering to the Snake Deity. So those are the new that's the full set list. As far as what archetype I feel like is gonna be like meta, like meta as far as like today's format goes, I would have to say the Serpent archetype, because you have so many different elements with that archetype. Obviously you could run. Excuse me. You can run 2 copies of Phenomenon, two Phenomenaga, which will probably be your like big boss monsters in there. King of the Feral Imps. You can add Trade-In if you're running any like 8-star monsters. Viper's Rebirth would be a good card to main. But as far as like the set itself goes, I really don't see anything too crazy about this set, because it is true that we do have the new Abyss archetype. We got the Sulfur Chord archetype, and then of course the excuse me. The new, the Ursardic archetype. I really don't see anything like promising from the set. I think it's just for collector purposes. Because the last 20 cards, the last 20 cards, they're all reprints. So it's so for a set like this, it's half and half. So you get half new cards and then have reprints. So this, as far as the reprints, I think the main cards you would normally want from the set, I think would probably be Skullmeister, Pankratops, Snake Ring would probably be a good one. Trade-In, Ayers Rock Sunrise, because I know that the only printing of Ayers Rock Sunrise was I think... excuse me. Was, I think, Dragons of the Legend 1, and then Dragons of the Legend, the complete series, which I did an opening on if you guys want to check that out, but I think that's about it, honestly. There's really nothing too crazy about it. If you guys are looking to... If you guys are interested in buying the boxes, I would not do it, because odds are most, especially the new cards, they're probably not going to be, they'll probably be no more than $5 for a lot of them. Some of them might be a bit more expensive than others, but I would just go for the singles. That way you'll be able to get exactly what you want. So my opinion, don't get the boxes, just buy the singles, in my opinion. But now for the I guess the final revision, if you will, for the finalized translations for Dawn of Majesty, and I believe it does feature a lot of the new what'd you call it? The new starter support and some other cards as well. So let's get straight into it. Going in numerical order, we have Thought Converging Dragon. Again, I talked about a lot of these cards, so I don't really need to explain what they do. But yeah, so we have Thought Converging Dragon, Stardust Synchron, Stardust Trail, Disdain of Comedy, which I believe is part of the Albaz, which actually is a part of the Albaz story, if you will. Disdain of Tragedy, Albert Jester of Despia, Dramaturgia of Despia. Probably I know I butchered that name. Albion the Black-Clad Dragon. Swordmaster of the Illusory Iris. That is a weird ass name. Magic Key Skyblaster Clavis. And also so the Magic Key archetype is in here. And even also Rice. A archetype based off of fucking sushi, fucking food. I mean, come on. When it comes to food monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh, we have Mystic Tomato, which is basically rotten produce. We have Apple of Enlightenment. Now this, really? Come on. We have Rice Suship. Suship? Yeah, Suship. Ro Suship. Chronomaly Magala Globe. Chronomaly Akambaro Figure, I believe is the name. Gizmek Inaba, the Lagomorph of Legendary Land. That is a long-ass fucking name. Gizmek Naganaki, the Rooster of Remarkable Revelry. Gizmek Taniguku, the Garu of Great Gotobiki. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. Gizmek Ibuki, the Boar of Brutal Blizzards. Gusto Vether. Amazement Assistant Delia. Yeah, the Amazement archetype is... I think it's going to be the new waifu archetype, if I remember right. Alien Buster. Carpiponica. Mythical Beast of the Forest. Glacial Aquamador. Antagonistic Intelligence M.E. Saya. Messiah, I believe it. Messiah, I believe is how it's pronounced. I don't know. It's another pendulum monster. Protector Spirit Logeth. Master Model Diploman. Konohana Sakuya. Psychopompos, the guiding ghost of grave gaze. That is a tongue twister. That is a fucking tongue twister, guys. Slower Swallow. Sambel, the Reuniter. Arrow Pixie. Magic Key Blaster Bato Buster. Magic Key Cannon Garzvet, which looks like a crocodile cannon. It's literally a crocodile cannon, basically. Despain Queritus, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Despain Proscenium. Magic Key Evoked Beast Ansia Labolus. Magic Key Evoked Dragon Androbemus. Alvain, the final nothingness, which is basically a peacock. Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. Honestly, to be honest, that name should not have been that. I feel like it should have been Majestic Shooting Star Dragon, which the name would have made so much sense than Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. That makes no sense at all, in my opinion. Daigusto Raprampilica. Wolf Rayad, the Stellar Wind Wolf. Yeah, this is a card that basically makes it makes it so you activate a good amount of effects, and if it gets to 4,000, then both this card and all monsters that your opponent controls go back into the deck, so you'll be able to resummon it and continue to use. It's basically a Nibiru with legs. It's a Nibiru with legs, which is really, really, really good, in my personal opinion. Exoskeletal Dragon Gaia Arm, which actually I believe that's the one that you're able. Yeah. So this is the one where you're able to take 3 synchros in your grave and put them back into the extra deck, and then you're able to target a monster that was summoned from the extra deck and equip this card to it, and then if it attacks. And then if an attack is declared involving a monster equipped with this card, you basically get to draw a card. So it basically just ensures you're able to, Earth Dragon. You know what? A card like that could be used in could be used in Dragon Synchro decks. Being able to make Red Supernova Dragon, which is actually really good. Dreadnought Suship Rogue Class First Wardish. Chronomaly Vimana. Volniges, the Black Lava Dragoon. Perrin, the Skylark Dragon, which is basically it's kind of like it's basically another form of VFD, which is stupid. Cosmic Pincer Zelor, I believe is how it's pronounced. Grand Sulfurcord Musesia, which again, so we're getting even more support for the Sulfurcord archetype, which will be coming, I believe it's supposed to come out later this week. Paparazzi Disparazzi, I believe is the name. Arriving Miracle, Stardust Illumination, Majestic Absorption, Despia, the Stigmatica Theater, which is basically the field spell for them. Stigmatica Curtain Raiser, which is I believe another one of their quick spells. Bond of Stigmatica. Magic Key Mafti, I believe is how it's pronounced. Magic Key Unsealing, which I believe is the field spell for them. Suship Galley Kaizen, which is their field spell. Chronomaly Palace Trillathon, which is their continuous spell, which is actually kind of cool. Gizmek Myth, Chronicles of the Clockwork Creatures of the Kami. That is a fucking long-ass name. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's their field... Really? They got a field spell? That's like... Did I talk about that one? I don't think I talked about that one. Let's see what this does. You can use the first effect once per turn. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add 1 excavated machine monster whose attack equals its own defense to your hand. Also banishes the rest face down. So with that effect, it's basically a part of duality basically. Each time a machine monster or monsters whose attack equals its own defense is normal or special summon, place a counter on this card. While this card has 10 or more of those counters, every monster on the field whose attack is different from its own defense cannot activate its effects. Ooh, so that actually works against your opponent. That's actually really good. That's a pretty good card. Gusto Tailwind, Life Twin Trouble Sun, Trimid Loading, Dimmer Synthesis, Refined Ritual R, which is basically like which is basically another one of the which is a really good like ritual spell. It could be summon. You can pretty much just summon anything with it. Retort Fusion, which is basically another form of instant fusion, but instead of summoning 5 or lower, it's with this it's 6 or lower, which is really insane. Synchro Overtake, Pendulum Treasure, Margin Trade, Majestic Mirage, which I would not recommend using this card. This card sucks. I would not recommend it because, especially if you're playing it in a Cyber Dragon deck, which obviously if you guys saw that deck profile, I recommend watching it. This card doesn't fit well with the deck. It's just not that good in my opinion. Spriggan's Interluder, Bound Magic Keys, Magic Key Lock Unlock, which I believe is basically their Solemn Judgment, so to speak. Suship Roll Specials, Chronomaly Esperanza Glyph, Amaze Attraction Vanquish Viking, Assorted Monsters, as the Master of Beasts Pleasures, Stalled Turn, which is another form of Solemn Judgment, and last but not least, Jar of Generosity. So if you guys remember the spell Pot of Generosity, this is basically it. It's basically that, but instead you're returning 1 card in your hand to the top or bottom of the deck instead. Which, funny enough, it can actually work well if you're able to. This is a really good card, being able to unclog your hand and to get a better hand, to get a better card from the top of your deck. So obviously that 1 card that's a brick. Eventually, if you put it back into the deck, eventually the card will be playable at some point in the game. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Do I recommend buying the boxes of the of Ancient Guardians? No, I recommend just buying the singles, because that way, again, you're able to get everything that you need to build whatever deck you want. Whether it's the Sulfur, the Abyss. I'm not calling it that name. I'm calling it Abyss because it's an abyss. That's how it's pronounced. I'm calling it Abyss. Or the Asardic archetype. You're able to get whatever you need. If you buy the boxes, you're gonna get nothing. You're probably gonna get multiple copies of 1 card that don't even need, literally. So I recommend just buying the singles. As far as this goes, Dawn of Majesty, I do plan on getting a box. Once the set is released. I know that I'm getting a box of Lightning Overdrive. I know I'm going to be getting the 2021 tins as well. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that I'm going to be getting. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel. And you guys want more Yu-Gi-Oh! News videos, which gets posted every Tuesday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. If you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.